Happy Saturday, party ponies, you guys. I finished 80-Day Obsession today. Yay, me. But that's not what this is about. I want to talk to you about taking your photos and taking your measurements because I know that this can be a really uncomfortable thing. I know that most people when they're first starting out, especially if they feel like they have a lot of weight they want to lose or they're really uncomfortable in their skin, nobody wants to take progress photos, but you have to take progress photos because the scale is data. The progress photos is data. Your measurements is data. The way your clothes fit is also data. And you need to collect all these different pieces because sometimes the scale doesn't necessarily move. I am heavier now at the end of 80-Day Obsession than I was when I began. And part of that is, I think it's a stress response to my life. Working on that, for real, like our emotional states, the stuff that's happening in our lives, like that, it impacts everything from sleep to your transformation and all of that. So if you have yet, I don't care where you're at. I don't care if this is your day 1 or your day 5 or your freaking like 5 month mark. I don't care if you've been at this at any amount of time and you don't have a current photo. I need you to take some photos, and you don't even have to share them with anyone. You could upload them to the Beachbody On Demand app, and it kind of stores your photos for you. I don't honestly, to be really honest, I don't log in and look at any of your stuff, so it's okay. What I've started doing, because I never seem to have enough storage on my phone, is I upload to Amazon Photos. And so I realized last night when I was trying to find progress photos from when I started 80-Day Obsession, I haven't been very good at tracking them. So as I'm starting a new program on Monday and I'm finishing a program today, I'm taking my photos and I'm going to start squirreling them away or sharing them in this group just because it tells the story. It tells the story. The scale, it's not indicative of whether or not you're having results, okay? Yes, you want it to go one way or the other, but really making sure that you have those photos so you can see those non-scale victories, like your butt suddenly looks lifted, or, oh my gosh, look at the definition in my triceps. You guys, there's so many freaking little wins that we have along the way, but if you're not collecting all the different parts of data, how will you know? Instead, maybe you're gonna be like, I'm so discouraged. I've been doing this. I've been following the nutrition plan and I'm still this number on the scale. Who freaking cares? The scale does not define your worth or your success. Take the freaking photos and take the measurements. If you're like, I don't know what to measure, it always tells you if you log into Beachbody On Demand and you pull up whatever program you're doing, there's always a getting started right guide. Yeah, I think so. Sure, totally. We'll go with that. But here's what I measure, and I always write it down in my day planner because otherwise I'll lose it. So I always measure my chest, the fullest part of my chest. May they rest in peace. I measure those. I measure my arms, and I measure left, and I also measure right because we have a dominant side of our bodies, and so one side is always a little more developed. So I measure those. I measure my waist, which is the smallest part of my waist, but I always carry my weight in my belly. And so I always measure my belly because it tells a story. Like the scale might not change, but that number usually does. So I measure the fullest part of my belly. I measure the fullest part of my hips. And then you can do individual thighs. That's always a great place to like track. And then your calves. Okay, so that's what you measure. It doesn't have to be like, you don't need a special form or a tracking sheet. Just write it down in your freaking planner so that you can track the process and the journey. You guys, if you're like, I don't want to do this, it's really uncomfortable, I'm not happy with where I'm at, I'm going to wait until I get a transformation under my belt, do not do that. You will regret doing that. And I always say, let it all hang out, okay? Because I hate to say worst, but the most unhappy you are with your current photo or your beginning photo, that just means that you have an epic transformation ahead. So don't be all crazy, sucking everything in with your before. Like, be relaxed. If you want to suck it in, but also take a picture of yourself relaxed because, like I said, it's freaking data and it's going to paint the story. It's going to paint the story of your journey. Sabrina says, when working arms or legs, is it cool to grow? Of course it's cool to grow. Nobody wants stick legs, stick arms. Like, no. And you want your booty to grow. It's not always about losing, okay? It's just about fueling your body the way it needs to be fueled, which I'm going to talk to you about that tomorrow. I have kind of a side thing I want to talk to you about, but that's for tomorrow. I'm going to start making these little short bite-sized videos so that you can listen to them while you brush your freaking teeth or you do some dishes, because it's really important. Take your measurements today. I don't care where you're at. Do not wait to finish a program. Take them now, especially if you haven't already, okay? So progress photos, check it off. Your measurements, check it off. And then you can weigh, sure, go ahead. I don't care if you have a scale. Get it out. All right, cool. So that's my thoughts. Other tips I have for progress photos, which I broke my own rule. My lighting was terrible, but I'm going to drop my 80-day obsession photos in here because I'm going to wait and do my official ones tomorrow because I still have a day of nutrition today. It all adds up. It all counts. But you really want to take them in similar, like the same outfit, because that way it's less distracting and you can really see. So I usually take a picture in a bikini or my bathing suit. I know it's never a happy thing in the beginning, but you just do it because it's freaking data. And then I'll do it in like shorts or workout pants because it's just interesting. It's really cool to see how our bodies are freaking amazing. Our bodies don't need to look like anyone else's bodies. Some of our bodies have grown and sustained children. Some of our bodies, well, all of our bodies are just carrying us through life. So like, why would you be freaking mean to your body? Would you hang out with someone that was like, oh my God, your ass, really? No, you wouldn't hang out with them. So why do we do that to ourselves? Instead, I'm challenging you to do that, right? To collect your data, your measurements, your pictures, your weight. If you want to do your weight, whatever, that's optional. And I'm challenging you to like compliment yourself. That was the whole point of today's morning inspiration post, right? It was, what are the things you love about yourself? Stop focusing on my butt is jiggly or I have cellulite or I have stretch marks. Like, who cares? You're welcome. You're human. We all have those things. Everyone has those things, okay? So stop comparing what you should look like because we're all different genetically and we're all in different seasons of our life. And if you have a place that you're starting at and you're really freaking unhappy, congratulations, girlfriend, because you're going to have an epic freaking transformation if you do the work. It's not about looking like a Barbie on the beach. It's about being strong and feeling proud of the fact that you show up every single day and rocking your freaking life. So